So with the story pretty much wrapped up for this season and with Solstice in around 2 weeks from now, I thought I'd make a video going over my hopes and expectations really for the next season of Destiny 2 being Season 18. We don't know what it's called, we don't know, well we do know when it's releasing because you can tell by the end of the season timer on the season pass currently. And I was just going to give my thoughts on what I think could happen and what I hope to happen and what you could do to probably prepare for next season as well. We know that Arc 3.0 and a returning Destiny 1 raid are the main features of next season. The new raid will probably either be King's Fall or Wrath of the Machine. Most likely King's Fall because we just had the Witch Queen DLC and Oryx is tied into that very deeply, but I am hoping that it's Wrath because personally Wrath is a more fun raid and I think most people can agree with that. With Arc 3.0, mainly my expectations after Solar have been put in check. Getting Void 3.0 was like a shot of adrenaline, and then Solar was like quite a step back from what Void was. Void was really strong, probably because it needed to be. Because Void before was pretty bad. Solar was already in a good spot. Arc, I feel, is kind of in an in-between spot between the two. It's not terrible, but it also is not as strong as what Solar was. So I personally think that it will probably get better. I don't think it'll be as bad as what Solar was to many people. Probably because you need to build more to get more out of Solar than you did Void. So you'll probably need to build at least a little bit for Arc 3.0 at the very least, but I don't think it'll be so strict as Solar was when it came out. Obviously, we're probably not going to have everything at launch, similar to how Solar and Void worked. I'm guessing that the last couple fragments and aspects will be tied behind the returning raid being completed. Some exotics that you might want to look into, Titans mainly. Cuirass of the Falling Star is obviously going to be really, really strong with Arc, as it is quite strong already. So getting a good Cuirass of Falling Star will be great. Warlocks, you've got the Crown of Tempest as a good just general Arc exotic for you to use. You've also got Getaway Artists, because I'm guessing how it's going to work is your Arc Soul will become a aspect, similar to how the Void Orb Soul thing works, and also the Stasis Turret. And if you're able to just devour a grenade and get that aspect as it is, you can then use the other two aspects, and then you can probably get some crazy builds going. I obviously don't know how that's going to work, because we don't know anything about Arc, but if that does work the way I think it's going to, then Getaway Artist will be an easy grab for Warlocks. Also, Geomag Stabilizers, because Stormtrance could do major DPS if you get a right build for it, or if they add fragments that increase super damage. So yeah, Warlocks have a lot of options. Hunters, I'm not gonna lie, most of the Hunters I know are just gonna wear Stompies anyway, but hey, there's probably some good Arc exotics. You got Lucky Raspberry if you like Arc Bolts. You've got that new exotic helmet that came out this season with the blocking that amplifies damage. That could probably be really good, but I ain't gonna lie, you're probably just gonna keep on wearing Stompies, and I can't really change that about you. So now that I've angered pretty much most of the hunters that are watching this video, next would probably be weapons, and I'm not gonna lie, you can't really prepare many weapons. The only weapon I would recommend prepping would be Trinity Ghoul. Trinity Ghoul with the Catalyst is most likely going to have some really good pairings with Arc 3.0. Mostly because of the Chain Lightning feature. Oh, also Risk Runner. Risk Runner and Trinity Ghoul will be top picks for exotics to use with Arc. If you don't have the Catalysts for either of these two, you can probably get them from just completing activities. Trinity Ghouls is nuts, but also, if you want to save some engrams, at the very least, if you're not going to play very much from now until next season, save some Umbrals, and then hope to get a new weapon next season, because they will probably add a perk similar to that of Incandescent, but for Arc instead. So it would probably work similarly to how Arc Web currently does, where Arc Web is you hit somebody with your Arc Grenade and it chains lightning to nearby enemies. A new Arc perk would probably activate on kill, so killing an enemy would chain lightning to enemies. That perk would obviously be exclusive to newer Arc weapons. So once again, if you're not going to play much from now until the new release, just save a couple of Umbrals and hope that you get a new perk. I obviously don't know if there is going to be a new perk like that, but considering that we got Incandescent as well as Volatile Rounds, it would only make sense that we get something similar with Arc. They might intertwine it with the subclass itself, similarly to Volatile Rounds, but it seems like they might also go with the perk route. I don't know, this is all speculation, because we don't know anything about Arc 3.0 currently. And yeah. Also, before I go, if you complete the new mission, there is a little audio thing that you can listen to that hints at what could possibly be linked to next season, with the Drifter now exploring the reef. We don't know why he's in the reef, or I personally don't know why he's in the reef. Bife probably knows why he could be in the reef, but I have no idea. So we could get a Drifter in the reef season, but honestly have no idea. That's basically my thoughts with the upcoming season. Obviously I will have a prep guide probably later on, closer to next season, about how you can prepare, probably hoarding bounties still, because with the new raid coming out, people will want to be ready for world's first racing. So that should all be good and fun. If you liked my thoughts, like the video and subscribe. Also follow my Twitch down in the description. I'd really appreciate it. But yeah, peace.